So Apple Music is 100% lossless now. When Apple announced support for lossless quality and Dolby Atmos, it only supported 20 million songs. They said it will roll out support over the course of 2021 to its entire catalog of songs, which is exactly what it did. As of December 28th, the entire Apple Music catalog now supports lossless quality audio. And the article also notes that maybe Spotify should take notes too. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I don't really see that as a huge deal. To my knowledge, Apple is working on crypto projects, so you didn't really see. Apple Music is not getting more users, any substantial amount of more users. They're not taking the market share from Spotify with this move. This is not the move that's going to do it. Most people, I think there's other articles that say Apple admits that most people can't even recognize the difference between them. Like us being in music, obviously we'd probably be more apt to recognize the difference. Off air, I was talking about the difference between MP3 and WAV file. Like, if you're just listening on your AirPods or just like regular headphones, sometimes you're not even really going to hear the difference all that much in the MP3 versus the WAV. But if you're like in a good setting, definitely a sound treated room, you're going to hear the difference between that MP3 and the WAV file, which is why you have engineers, like they're always dealing in the higher quality file because they need to hear everything so that when you bounce it down to lower quality formats, that in like its highest format, it was in, it sounded good.
Yeah.
But for marketing moves, this one, most people really don't care about this. What does this mean for the end user? Like, this focus is just not in the right place for this sector of the business. Apple made smarter moves with, making their own chips in their laptops and computers. I think that's smart, but the whole we're changing over to the lossless quality, the bigger solution for them, if they want to beat Spotify, who has taken some of their market share in podcast area, would be firstly, they just need to improve their user experience on there in their interface. You can't even see how many playlist followers somebody has. You can't see what playlist you're on as an artist. So from both sides of it, it's just not that great an experience. For technology standpoint, they pay a bit more than Spotify, but clearly that has not gotten the audience base to jump over from there. The artists will just push one button and send it everywhere.
Right.
Whereas what it's going to be going towards is the artists saying how much their song is worth to listen to, and then people will be able to just select if they want to listen to that song at that price.
Right.
So there's going to be different tiers of. It'd be this is a nice key for any developer out there. It'd be really cool to have like your different tiers of songs of, like, say Adele's song or her album comes out, and that one's like 5 cents per stream or 3 cents, like something really high.
Right.
To where, like, if you wanted to listen to it, you were going to dedicate your monthly music budget towards her project, and then she can tier it down as time goes on. So it'd be like, 3 cents. If it was at 5, it'd go down to 3, and then go down to like 2, then go down to 1. The base rate.
Right.
And then on top of that, like, her streams would tie in with her NFT holders, maybe. Like, if you own this tier of NFTs, I'm splitting these royalties at this tier with you guys when it first comes out.
Right.
Those would go absolutely ape. Those would go crazy. Those would have so many secondary market sales.
Right.
Like that, you wouldn't even care about the streams at that point.
Right.
Because, like, you're just making so much from those NFT sales because you're promising those royalties, and you do deliver them to your audience. And you'll have some people just stake it in there, which means they just keep their NFT, and they get those tokens that you're giving to them. There's so much that can be done with that. And then you could have the streaming app would just have the songs that if they're 5 cents, then you click the button that says the 5-cent songs. Like, what's under this one? These better be really good under here. And then you have the 3-cent ones, the 2 cent, and the 1 cent.
Right.
And then let's say you only want to listen to 1 cent songs, you only pick that category, or it can be under 1 cent or whatever.
Right.
You only pick those songs, so you could have the different playlists under, like, the 5-cent one, the 3-cent one, 2 cent. Yeah,
that's pretty sick.
That is, I just thought of that right now.
Yeah.
We're not in this space just yet. Yeah. I did talk to one developer that is thinking about doing this.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not going to give his name or anything or which protocol he's doing it on.
Yeah.
But I know some people are pretty close. They're close.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it a bit more. I think Audius, to me, I think they have some plans for this in the works, but I would have built this technology first rather than getting the user base. So I think they went and got some of the user base first rather than doing the technology part first and then having that ready to go, which I kind of get why they did that, but it's a race. I'm not a developer. I know a bit of HTML, but I don't know how long that takes to really code that. I imagine it can't be the simplest thing in the world, obviously. But I do know from talking to other developers that the amount of people that are actually good at developing is very, very small. Kind of like, it's like with any field, like who's the absolute best, musician, who's really the best artist, who's really the best sports player, who's really the best, trader, all of that. So same thing with developers, like to be really, really good and build something. Apple has the largest market cap in the entire world, and their music app sucks. It's terrible. So even them, like, I'm sure they're paying these developers a lot of money to make the app, but it's not that good.
Yep.
So it's a combination of talent in that area, making sure that as something scales, it doesn't break. That's one thing that we were coming into contact with last year was, being a part of Rally. If you have a platform that's growing really fast, it breaks a lot. That's pretty standard. Like Airbnb was coming out, everybody's on the platform, like it breaks all the time. So having developers that can stop something from breaking as you scale up is really key. And I think another thing that makes it break a lot is if you do have a lot of cool features, it might break. Heck, even when I go on my Spotify app, sometimes now it's like really, really slow compared to other apps. So there's space. There's space for somebody to overtake both of them if they don't watch out. I think Apple makes a bit smarter acquisitions than Spotify. So if I had my money somewhere, I'd definitely have it with Apple over Spotify. But we'll see. We'll see. There's my synopsis. There's my idea for any developer out there. Feel free to take it because I'm probably not going to go raise the money for that. If you guys have a good idea, we will just put the money there.
Yes, indeed. Sounds good.